At the next year, I'm out of it.
The boxing world was set ablaze when Gervonta Tank Davis recently shocked fans with the announcement of his retirement after 2025. Known for his electrifying performances and dominance in the lightweight division, Tank's decision to walk away from the sport sent waves of surprise through fans, analysts, and fighters alike. However, while Tank's retirement news was a hot topic, it quickly became secondary to the drama that unfolded as his biggest rival, Keyshawn Davis, seized the moment to roast Tank, delivering a verbal knockout that had everyone talking. The drama began during the press conference for Tank's upcoming fight against Lamont Roach. Fans were expecting the usual trash talk, bold predictions, and promises of fireworks in the ring. But in an unexpected twist, Tank took the microphone and announced that he would retire after his 2025 fight, an announcement that instantly shifted the narrative. Tank, the undefeated lightweight champion, was walking away from the sport at the peak of his powers, leaving many to question why. Tank's announcement left boxing fans stunned. Many wondered what prompted this sudden decision, especially given how dominant Tank had been in the lightweight division. Fighters, analysts, and commentators alike scrambled to figure out why he would make such a move. Was it because of physical wear and tear, the constant strain of the sport, or perhaps something more? Fans could only speculate about what led Tank to decide that his time in the ring was nearing its end. But just when the internet was buzzing with questions about Tank's future, Keyshawn Davis, a rising star in the lightweight division, decided to step into the spotlight. Known for his sharp tongue and quick wit, Keyshawn didn't hold back. He immediately took to the opportunity to mock Tank, calling him out for avoiding some of the biggest fights of his career. Keyshawn specifically called out Tank for not taking on top contenders like Shocker Stevenson, Devin Haney, and of course himself. Keyshawn's remarks were far from just a playful jab. He accused Tank of avoiding the biggest challenges in the division, questioning Tank's legacy. He went as far as to suggest that Tank was more interested in protecting his undefeated record rather than truly cementing himself as the best fighter in the lightweight division. Keyshawn's critique wasn't just about boxing skills either, it was personal. He made it clear that he didn't see Tank as a true champion, but rather someone who had been tricking the boxing world into believing he was unbeatable. The tension between Tank and Keyshawn had been building for years. Keyshawn, who has positioned himself as the future of boxing, had long made it clear that he was gunning for Tank. Despite Tank's status as a top boxer, Keyshawn wasn't afraid to call out the champion. He claimed that if given the chance, he would easily take down Tank, describing his confidence in his own abilities. For Keyshawn, this wasn't just about facing Tank, it was about proving to the world that he was the future of the division, and that Tank's reign had been a product of hype and avoidance. Tank, for his part, had largely ignored Keyshawn's calls for a fight. But with Tank's retirement announcement, Keyshawn saw his opportunity to strike. He didn't waste any time, delivering a verbal barrage on Tank's decision and legacy. Keyshawn was now positioning himself as the new face of the lightweight division, ready to take the reins from Tank once the veteran walked away. This verbal confrontation took a deeper turn when Keyshawn started questioning Tank's commitment to the sport. He suggested that Tank was more concerned with his perfect record than taking on real challenges. Keyshawn was unapologetic, calling out Tank for his lack of ambition in the sport and accusing him of playing it safe. The timing was crucial as Keyshawn had been on an absolute tear recently, racking up impressive wins and showing that he was not just talk. His confidence was sky high, and his performances in the ring were beginning to back up his bold claims. Keyshawn's rise had been meteoric. His recent victory over Gustavo Lemos in a dominant performance only added fuel to the fire. Despite Lemos coming in overweight, Keyshawn overwhelmed him, knocking him down 3 times in the second round before the fight was stopped. The crowd in Norfolk, Virginia, erupted in excitement as Keyshawn delivered a brutal and emphatic finish. Keyshawn's performance was a clear statement to the boxing world. He was here to stay, and he was ready for the top. After the fight, Keyshawn wasted no time calling out Tank. He made it clear that he was gunning for the biggest names in boxing and that Tank was at the top of his list. Keyshawn didn't care about Tank's reputation or his undefeated record. For Keyshawn, this wasn't about playing second fiddle to the champions. He was confident that he could take Tank down and claim the top spot for himself. But the animosity between the two fighters wasn't just limited to the ring. Tank's longtime promoter, Floyd Mayweather, also had a role in the drama. Floyd, who had been Tank's mentor for much of his career, expressed disappointment in Tank's retirement decision, calling it a slap in the face to the sport of boxing. Floyd's involvement added an extra layer of drama to the already heated situation. Floyd and Tank's relationship had been rocky ever since Tank left Mayweather Promotions, and now Floyd's new involvement with Keyshawn only served to intensify the rivalry. Keyshawn had been training with Floyd lately, and his close connection with the boxing legend gave him even more confidence. Floyd's mentorship and support seemed to embolden Keyshawn, giving him a psychological edge in the rivalry. Floyd had always been a master at the mental side of boxing, and now Keyshawn was learning from the best. With Floyd in his corner, Keyshawn felt like he could take on anyone, including Tank. Keyshawn's growing relationship with Floyd wasn't just a boost in terms of training, it was a psychological advantage. Floyd's presence gave Keyshawn a deeper understanding of the mental games that come with being a top fighter, and Keyshawn seemed more than ready to use that knowledge against Tank. Meanwhile, Tank's focus seemed split between his upcoming fight with Lamont Roach and the growing tension with Keyshawn. While Keyshawn had been vocal about his desire to fight Tank, Tank's main focus was still on his upcoming bout with Roach. This fight, while important, was quickly overshadowed by the drama with Keyshawn. Tank was aiming to prove that he was still the top dog in the lightweight division, but if he lost, it would only add more fuel to Keyshawn's fire. If the fight between Tank and Keyshawn does happen, it will be one of the most talked about matchups in recent boxing history. For Tank, it's an opportunity to silence his critics and prove that he is still the king of the lightweight division. For Keyshawn, it's a chance to elevate himself to superstardom and show that he is the future of boxing. The stakes could not be higher for both men. The potential fight between Tank and Keyshawn would not just be a physical battle, but a psychological one as well. Keyshawn's confidence and trash talk would only add to the drama, while Tank's need to prove himself would make the fight even more intriguing. Both fighters have everything to gain, and neither is willing to back down. In the end, the drama between Tank and Keyshawn may be more than just talk. It could lead to a monumental showdown that will define the careers of both fighters. Fans are eagerly waiting to see if the rivalry between the two will spill over into the ring, and if it does, it could be one of the most memorable fights in boxing history. Whether Tank's retirement plan holds or not, one thing is clear. Keyshawn Davis is ready to take his place at the top,